saw Mary walk in and she was on her husband's back. Tell me about what's going on here. I was like, what's happening? She said, well, I have muscular dystrophy. And I said, okay, so how does that affect you? And I remember she basically put her arms out to her side and she said, well, here's what I can do. And that's it.
A month into it, he said, we were talking about the Bellin. I said, oh yeah, my kids have run the Bellin, but I've never been in it. And he said, are you going to be in it this year? And I said, I can't walk.
I'd never pushed anyone before. I don't even know how to get a stroller at that point. I don't even know how this is going to work.
I was in it, the first Bellin, in a 6-year-old's running stroller with my legs bungee corded together, so I could ride. I'd be able to run. That was awesome. I had so much fun.
So much of what Mary wants has nothing to do with what we do in the gym. So much of her health and what I can help her with has nothing to do with the weights, the machines that she's sitting on, has nothing to do with that. I think for people to have an awareness, an understanding of people with disabilities, they have to recognize that what's inside is the same thing that's what's inside us. The same goals in life, the same dreams, the same desires. Many of them just don't have the capability of expressing that and achieving it. Sometimes it just takes someone to step up and to say, I believe in you and I want to help you get there.
These angels are my legs, and they're sacrificing their time, their bodies to help me participate in an event that I would never have been able to do.
She said, I really wish more people could do this. And so we went from 3 chairs that we didn't even own to having 10 of our own and all these people that wanted to participate. It was absolutely overwhelming. Race day for My Team Triumph is an incredible amount of energy. It's hard to sleep the night before. We have an army of volunteers that come early and they're setting all this equipment up. They're putting the strollers together. They're putting the names of the captains on the strollers. Just the beauty of this moment right before the gun goes off and you're gonna provide a dream come true to someone that is usually very confined. Now, in about a moment, they're going to have the freedom that they never experienced before in their life.
Make sure you give it up for the captain. You run hard, you scream loud. When you're on the course and you see a spectator, make sure they know who your captain is. Let's go!
People that will step up and say, I want to elevate, I want to be there for someone. I want to, whatever way I can, whether it be a volunteer or an angel or a donor. And I'm willing to take down the barriers that I have in my mind when I think about people with disabilities and accept them and encourage them and just be there for them.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you in this meetup that don't know me, I am Carla Sturridge, Director of Marketing for the My Team Triumph Wisconsin organization, and your host for today's Inclusion Ride on Zwift. I am so excited to welcome you all to this event today from my home in southeastern Wisconsin. I know that we have riders and viewers joining us from all over the state and beyond this morning and into afternoon, so welcome. I hope that wherever you are joining us from today, you are warm and staying healthy. For those of you that just hopped on this ride with us, we are so glad that you did. This inclusive group ride is helping to support the My Team Triumph Wisconsin organization. My Team Triumph Wisconsin is a nonprofit dedicated to eliminating the chronic social isolation felt by individuals with disabilities, and we use the power of athletics to get that done. How? Well, we simply provide adaptive equipment and opportunities around the state for people of all abilities to get together and get moving. After that, it's you that does the real work. From helping financially to hosting weekly training runs around our state and showing up on race morning to cheer on our members, it's the community that carries this mission forward, which is exactly what is happening today on Zwift. I started out with my Team Triumph Wisconsin as an angel, meaning I showed up ready to help my team of other angels get our captain to the finish line while having as much fun as possible on the race course. That was 6 years ago, and boy, do I miss that feeling of racing this year. But it was the relationships that I made through this organization that helped to keep a smile on my face through some very tough and lonely times. If you are from Wisconsin, maybe you have seen us on the course. Our members participate in whatever they can, from your local community 5K to Ironman Wisconsin and everything in between. And while many of our members often enjoy the feeling of competition on the course, racing with my Team Triumph Wisconsin is not about medals, but all about celebrating our own unique abilities and togetherness. I am excited to introduce you to our co-host for this ride and the behind-the-scenes extraordinaire, Mr. Nathan, aka the voice of Zwift. If you are a Zwifter, you know who this guy is, and if you don't know who this guy is, you need to. Nathan is the owner of Zwift Community Live and founder of Vision Cycling Inc. and a lover of bulletproof coffee. A Wisconsin guy himself, we are honored to have Nathan joining us here today. Thanks for being here, Nathan. How are you doing on this Sunday?
Thanks, Carla. Really, really well. I'm really excited actually to be a part of this, and it's something different as well as something really cool, kind of pushing the platform for something new, which is really what we're all about at Zwift Community Live in a lot of ways. Over the next hour, we'll be checking in with a few very special people from around the state. These guests are all from the My Team Triumph Wisconsin family. We'll be hearing from them their own personal reasons why the mission at My Team Triumph is important to them, and learning how this online platform can help change the way that people with disabilities stay healthy and, most importantly, connected throughout an off season, and certainly during the time of COVID.
That's right. You're going to hear themes of connection and relationships over and over today through this hour. And that's because it is at the heart of what My Team Triumph Wisconsin believes in. That sport has a great power to bring people together and connect people in a way that very few other things can do.
Yeah, feeling alone and isolated is something that the general public can now better understand. In this COVID world that we now live in, many of us have had to make sacrifices, but possibly the largest sacrifice that we all have had to make is the one of connection. It is something that we all need and never has been more apparent, but it isn't as accessible as you might think.
That's right. In fact, people with disabilities are twice as likely to experience chronic loneliness, and the effects of this are real. Studies prove that this type of isolation has the same physical effects on the body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Couple that with mental harm like depression and low self-worth, and you've got a really bad situation. For an individual that may already be predisposed to a physical or mental diversity, feeling alone can cause health to rapidly decline. Which is why we are here today. With the right adaptive equipment to fit their unique abilities, an online program like this offers so much more than just a good workout or just something fun to do in your home. It offers a way to connect, and we all long for that connection. Connection is what keeps us all coming back to My Team Triumph Wisconsin. Race medals are nice, but seeing your race partner is the absolute best. Whether you are a pro athlete or an individual with a disability, racing with My Team Triumph Wisconsin means forgetting about your finishing time and simply enjoying a journey together. But you shouldn't just take my word for it and Nathan's word for it. First up, we are going to hear from My Team Triumph Wisconsin captain, BJ ZITLOW. Captain BJ has the heart of a competitor, which is apparent when he wears his Ironman Wisconsin finisher medal around the town. So without further ado, here's Captain BJ.
what did I get involved with my time? Well, my best friend Ying told me about it, and he has been my best friend for over 10 years. So. Where to start? Well, we met at Miracle League, and I went over to his house for his graduation from Carnival, and then we went to one of my brother's wrestling matches, and it was air travel, so he just giving travel about, because I went to extra run. My favorite it has to be the IRONMAN, Wisconsin, and because that is my favorite, because he known I went inside Camp Randall. God, awesome. Team Iron Stack. The biking. Yeah. My back was so sore after. And I tried my hardest to walk across the finish line, but my legs and my feet were just sore because I've been sitting in the car for 5 to 8 hours. I was amazed because it was loud there. That I can accomplish anything. Go and try it. It's really the best thing you can do. But if you don't try, you won't get anywhere in life.
If you don't try, If you don't try, you won't get anywhere in life, is what Captain BJ ended that video with. And I mean, what a sentiment as we roll into our guests here. I am talking with the My Team Triumph Executive Director, Mr. Christian Jensen, and his pal there, Mr. Jacob, on his bike Zwifting. It is so great to see you guys. Thank you for being here today. Christian, I hear you like Zwift.
I am obsessed with Zwift. Yes.
I know you are.
Becoming a fast Zwift veteran here.
I love that. You know, BJ, as I said, has the heart of a competitor, and so do you, Christian. I know you're going to try to remain humble, but you yourself are an Ironman. You have been an angel as well as an Ironman, pushing and pulling a captain through Ironman events and all sorts of other crazy things. Talk to me about some of your adventures here at My Team Triumph.
Yeah, I have had that opportunity, and yep, I've been just rocking. Okay. And so I've done Ironman Wisconsin, Ironman Boulder with captains, done the fall 50-mile road race, some other things. But, you know, I'm a meathead in my athletic background. I was a track and field thrower, so not really big into endurance. And I'm in the hill right now, so that's why I'm breathing hard. But not really a big background, but the captains really give me the inspiration and the motivation to really go. And there's no way I could have done any of that stuff without them. It's truly a partnership.
Right. And I know, knowing you, Christian, like I said, you do like to compete, but I think what we can all agree on is that it is that relationship with that captain that is so important. And if you could talk for a second, relationships in 2020. I mean, how important has this been for you?
Oh, so important. You know, the captains that we are in general, you know, the athletes with disabilities, our captains like Jacob, you know, we're so used to seeing them every week at our training runs and our races. And it's often a great opportunity to give a high five or, you know, a noogie and race together and have fun. And you haven't had that. And relationships are funny because they're one of those things that we don't think about as being essential, especially now. We think about the other aspects of health. But I've seen personally, and I've also seen from a number of our captains, just how important these connections are. Even if they are digitally connected like we're doing today, mainly. But, you know, it's super important. It's one of the most important aspects of well-being. It gives us a sense of purpose and helps us know that whatever we're going through, we're not in it alone. We're doing it together.
Yeah, I love that. And even now, I mean, I think that's the power that Zwift can give us. I can speak from personal experience. We have spent the last 8 months brainstorming on ways to stay connected, you know, selfishly for ourselves, for our own mental health and well-being, you know, staying connected with one another, but, you know, for our captains, where it is so much more difficult, you know, there is a difficult space to stay connected like that, and it is so important to them. So what does this mean? You're riding next to Jacob, a My Team Triumph captain, meaning an athlete with a disability. In today's ride, we will see them later. Nathan's going to give us updates in a minute, but we have got, you know, other athletes with disabilities out here riding. What does this mean for you?
It's huge. You know, we've been away from our captains most of the year, and Jacob's been on the team since the beginning, so more than 10 years. And I've known him for a long time, and he's one of my favorite dudes. He's a rascal. He's a competitor too. He's done some crazy stuff himself, Boston and all these other things. But just to be next to him here, he likes to fire people. So if you see him fire people, that's why. You know, Jacob's nonverbal, but he communicates really well through hand gestures and grunts. And if you're around him, it's going to take you 10 seconds to instantly connect with him. And I think that's one of the great things about endurance events is quicker than any other kind of platform or any other inclusive program. It connects people in a really powerful way. When we have a challenge that we're trying to overcome together, it's fun. We all have a part in it. And that immediately just connects people. And we see people do races with us and they're very uncomfortable. How do I talk to people? And then they come back and they're taking selfies and their friends on Facebook. So it's so great to see Jacob here because, we get to beat up on each other. I told him once in a while in racing, elbows are thrown, so we may do a little of that today, see who wins the sprints.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I love that. Thank you so much for being with us here today. We will be hearing actually more about Jacob, learning more about Jacob's crazy My Team Triumph adventure in a little bit in our program. Thank you, Mr. Jensen, for leading this effort, and keep riding, guys. We'll see you later.
Woo, yeah, thank you. Thanks to everyone for your support, for tuning in.
All right, Nathan. Gosh, those guys are so much fun. I think I was fired by Jacob there. I think I saw him give me the you're out of here, Carla.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. That was great to see. Great to see. And the shoulder to shoulder that they actually really see that, not just virtually, but right there in that scene next to each other, which is pretty cool to see. And I know that's a huge theme with you guys at My Team Triumph.
It is. It's so great, and gosh, that is fun to see. So I'm gonna take a quick pause. We're gonna back to race updates and filling people in on what's going on in this race here in just a minute. But first, time to take a pause to thank our sponsors, because without these partners in our community, our mission would not be able to move forward. Triumph Wisconsin for this year. Their commitment has been and had a direct impact on the programs that we are able to provide our captains and angels and their families all around the state. Marco believes doing good is just as important as doing well. Thank you, Marco, for your year of support. We also have Broken Spoke Bike Studio. With now 2 locations in the state of Wisconsin, Broken Spoke Bike Studio is a no-nonsense, get out and get dirty shop specializing in custom bike builds and gnarly group rides. Thank you to Broken Spoke for getting behind the MTT mission. We also have Pete's Garage, which is located in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This is a one-stop destination store serving outdoor athletes. As your one-stop shop for all things bike, ski, and snowboarding, Pete's Garage has the largest outdoor sporting goods showroom in Northeast Wisconsin. Thank you, Pete's Garage, for supporting our mission. And finally, to Trek. This Wisconsin-based cycling giant, the Trek we all know started as an idea to get up a nationwide chain of bicycle stores in college towns. When this failed in 1975, owners recognized that a bike store couldn't sell just any old bike. It had to be a great one. With most brands too expensive for them, owners decided to produce their own brand of cycle, and Trek was born. Trek has it in their mission to change the world by getting more people on bikes. Between their mission and this program, I think we're getting closer to just that, Nathan. So now, what do you have happening on your end, Nathan? Give us a ride update.
Yeah, so just jumping in here, general race update. How are people doing? And, we do see that some of our captains are out on Zwift right now. These are actually athletes with disabilities that are a part of this meetup/ride. Some of them are out there racing a little bit. We do have the try and keep everybody together option on, but this is going to be Kayla Kudik out here on course, hammering away right now. She's 7 kilometers into 34 minutes left to go in her 1 hour meetup ride. We also have Jana Smith, it looks like, hammering away. Solid effort here, 1.6 watts per kilogram, and it looks like riding right behind in real life pro who rides for Trek Sigafredo, actually, Kiel Reinen, which is really cool to see. Really nice of him to jump in and show some support of the effort out here. I know he's was really supportive up front of the entirety of this program. We also, it looks like, got Tom Gerke here hammering away. This is another one of the captains. We have Jacob Vandenberg out there and Katie Newman as well. And it looks like with the setups out here, able to keep everybody within sight, it looks like. And it looks like everybody's having a good time so far here. So great job to everybody that's a part of this, the captains. And for those that are unfamiliar with Zwift and how it works, in the upper left-hand side of the corner right now, you can see what this current athlete is putting out for watts right now. And thanks to this platform, the way that they're able to ride along with, put an effort in on course, a little bit different than the usual situation that we see in in real life with My Team Triumph events, which is, I think, an extra level of being able to kind of etch out their own space a little bit, put their own stamp on the event a little bit, which is a very cool difference that I think that this virtual world's able to bring. At the top of the screen, you can see their current kilometers, as well as the current time, as well as the time left to go in the meetup. And everybody that's a part of this meetup, which is a special kind of event in Zwift, where you can invite your friends to come hang out with each other and do a ride together, they're going to be on the right-hand side in green. The other riders that are around them are riders that are not a part of the meetup. They're going to be coming by at their own paces. So you can see everybody in green that is a part of this on the right-hand side here. Do you see some familiar names, actually? We actually see Christian up here hammering away with the yellow leaders marker here, letting everybody know the chevron, letting everybody know where the leader is at currently in the meetup. You can also see the terrain that they're currently going on there up in the upper right-hand corner, currently pushing a 3% gradient. Now, these avatars in-game, they do feel the gradients. So if you have a thing called a smart trainer, it will push against your legs and make you feel that force that you have to put out against that gradient. But your avatars also have to climb that as well. So they do have to push out the watts that would be needed to hit that speed. So great to see everybody investing. We see a lot of familiar names actually here. Colin Sylvester is hanging out here. Tons of familiar names when it comes to those who are supporting the My Team Triumph in the Upper Wisconsin area. So that's really, really great to see. One of My Team Triumph captains riding right now is Kayla Kuduk. We did take a look at her avatar just a moment ago. Kayla will be sharing a few of her daily challenges, her goals, and how My Triumph has helped her. Let's go ahead and check a video about how Kayla and My Team Triumph is taking this on.
Captain.
My name is Kayla Kuduk, and I am a My Team Triumph captain. My story is, I am 22 years old, and I grew up as off of Zwift. Some of the daily challenges I face are cookie, driving, having friends that are my age, some of my goals are being more independent, which I am completely. I got involved with MTT by my counselor, Becky Brooklyn, at Sudvendale High School. She was connected to MTT, and she got me into it. My foot, I'm very excited with the upcoming 5K. Some of my favorite MTT memories are last year in 2018, I ran in Central Park with 4 of my agents that I call hashtag Team Angel Dance. Another memory is I did Ayurveda science in 2017. It could be everything to me. I did not have ready for growing up. So this is awesome that I have multiple friends that I even consider family. The energy throughout everywhere. It's so motivating. This is why I signed up for a race. To see all the athletes cheering my team on, and even my team triumph. I really feel like my confidence has grown throughout the years with me being in MTT.
Oh, gosh, I cannot get enough when it comes to our captains sharing their stories. You know, when Kayla first started with My Team Triumph Wisconsin, she was so incredibly shy. Now she's an ambassador for this organization. She travels around northeastern Wisconsin sharing this mission for us with whomever she can. And I'm just so grateful that Kayla shared her passion. And good luck, Kayla, on the rest of your ride today. Well, we are back with Christian and Jacob. How's it going there, guys?
Hey, we're good. We're doing good. We're more than halfway through our ride today. We've got a good chat in the game going on right now. Just cheering on all the captains.
You know, Christian, I couldn't help but notice that you are in first place.
Say that again, Carla.
Oh, excuse me. I said I couldn't help but notice that you are in the first place position.
Oh, sorry, Carla. I lost your audio.
Oh,
so I can.
I'm not sure.
Back.
I'm not sure if Christian can hear me there.
Oh, there we go. I can hear you now.
Now we got it. Well, Christian and Jacob, you guys keep riding. We actually have some more guests that are ready to hop on here. Are they all set? They're all set to go. All right, good. Our next guests bring the fun to every family function. Please welcome to My Team Triumph Wisconsin captains. We've got Captain Tom working the hand cycle, Captain Jana, and their son Zane is behind the camera. Hello, family.
Hi.
Hi, so good to see you, Jana. How are you?
Great. This is wonderful. Sweating though.
Look at you. You're supposed to be sweating. Look at you. I'm sweating. I'm not even doing anything. So, Jana, so I love when I see you guys on race day. It just makes my heart smile to see your family there. And My Team Triumph is a family, but you guys are actually a family. And gosh, it just makes me smile. What does it mean to you to have your family participating together in different events around the state?
I just love it. It's just a way for us to connect and do things together. You know, you see people going to baseball games and doing all different things, and this is something that we can all do together, and it's just great.
I love that. Do you have a favorite MTT memory?
There's way too many. We were talking about that this morning, you know. The IRONMAN, the half iron, that was awesome. My first run with the Fox Cities was great. It's all about the people and the connections that we get, and the friendships that we're building, you know. Last Christmas, we had an MTT Angel spend Christmas with us, you know. We're just one big family. The camping trip, we went camping with Road America, at Road America over. Never got to do that before. That was awesome. So.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. You know, we've heard from a few competitors today. We heard from Captain BJ, and then we saw Christian and Jacob. You are right up there, lady, with one of the most competitive of the group.
Yeah. And now with Zwift, oh my word. My life is turned upside down. It's great.
Yeah. Now, Jana, you've been
people competing. I'm like, oh, I want to get on my bike.
Yeah, you've been a competitor your whole life, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Talk about that.
I was a competitive swimmer, and I did all kinds of gymnastics and jazz and downhill skiing, all kinds of sports. Outside of school, but I love to compete.
I love that, Jana. Well, we are so happy when we see you on the start line. Now, Jana, you will sometimes use one of our racing chairs that we have and have a team
Yes.
of angels, those able-bodied athletes pushing you through a race. But many times you also like to compete on your hand cycle, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
And,
sometimes I get there, and I like that too.
Yeah, you get out of the chair, and especially at that finishing line moment, you like to
Yes.
leave your angels in the dust.
Yes.
And we also that's right. And we also have Tom. Hey, Zane, behind the let's move over to your there's Tom. Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm good, but next time I want an early slot.
Now you are.
You're expecting me to talk after like 12 miles of riding and like almost, what is it, about 35, 40 minutes? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Now I just have to, and I hope everyone else can see this on their screens as well. Zane, if you can move the camera, there we go. Now, Tom, you are using a completely different piece of equipment, but you guys are both in this inclusive ride together. I think that is so great right now. Look at that setup you've got there, Tom. That is so cool. Tom made that to hold that hand cycle for him. Now, Tom, what is your favorite My Team Triumph memory?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I think they're all really good. I especially think I don't know, I like seeing Jenna and the joy that she has, especially like when we did the half Ironman and she pulled for the 1.2 mile swim. That was a really cool moment, but it's anytime I can get out there and put all the junk to the side and just have fun, that's what it's about. And and looking forward to 2021, I guess what I'm looking forward to is the first normal event. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to thank you guys. Thank you, family, for being with us here today, for participating in this, for showing us what inclusion can look like, even in a platform like Zwift. This is just so neat to see both of you working so hard there. I appreciate it. And we can't wait to see you more on Zwift, you guys. Thank you so much.
Let's keep
riding,
going.
guys. Let's keep going, Jana. Bye, family. Oh, Nathan, what's a good word? Oh my goodness. Isn't
that was pretty awesome. I like to see the diversity there too of the different people with disabilities that are able to participate, and you know what, I don't know, like you see the avatars, and I see hand cycling there sometimes, or I see this, or I see that, but you don't understand the breadth and how many people are impacted. And you just don't always know the story. There's a story behind every one of the avatars, and I really like, this inclusion ride today, really highlighting some stories about, getting involved. I really like that. And the whole idea at the start that you really hammered on about isolation, and breaking through that barrier.
Yeah, no, it's great. We've now seen 3 different ways between Jacob, Jana, and Tom, 3 different ways that they can get involved. And it really just takes a little bit of imagination and a program like this. And, it really opens up a lot of doors. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So how are these guys doing out there? Is Christian still winning?
Well, Christian, I just saw 500 watts from Christian just a moment ago. They're out on course here. It looks like Christian a little bit ahead. The nice thing about him being able to, that's one thing that is really nice about the program and the stay together option that you can use in meetups, is that because of this, he can push 780 watts right now, and we can actually put Christian in the lower hand corner. I just saw him giving a little bit of a dig. I love it. Look at these two. They are hammering away and next side by side. Absolutely love it. Where's that 900 again? Come on, Christian. Let's see it here. Give it a go. I think he tired himself out. I think he motivated his partner next to him there a little bit though too. So pretty cool to see. But the way that this works then in game is that the yellow beacon then is going to be kind of where the avatars then end up rubber banding together. So it keeps everybody together regardless, within a certain proximity, regardless of how much watts they're putting out, as long as they're putting out some sort of watts there. So Christian is still hammering away though here, it looks like, Carla. So good on him. Now, looking through, it does look like we still have, I think we started with 20 plus riders. So it does look like Phillips here still pushing 168 beats per minute. You can really see a lot of these riders working pretty hard. 17 minutes to go in their meetup. They're out on the Fuego flats here. So pretty flat course right now, but they did head on over towards some dinosaurs and over to the sand, to the Sequoia section in Titans Grove. So that's been good. Been really good. So I think we do have a check-in though here with the Vandenberg family, if I'm not incorrect. Is that going to be right here, Carla?
More about Captain Jacob before we check in with them.
One more time.
I believe we're going to learn a little bit more about Captain Jacob. I think Jacob and the Vandenberg family have a video for it. Yeah.
Yep. We got a Captain Jacob video. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem. That's awesome.
Completely by accident. We had decided, as me and Deb were gonna do the Bellin one year, and everybody was busy that day, and we were wondering what we were gonna do with Jacob. And as we were talking to each other, the phone rang, and it was Jacob's teacher, and she wanted to take Jacob on the Bellin through My Team Triumph. And it was a new thing started, and we thought, hey, we got someone to take care of Jacob. And it just blossomed from there. I mean, one thing led to another. We started meeting super people, and it just kept going.
We have a lot of great memories from My Team Triumph. This past year, we were fortunate to participate in the Boston Marathon, one of 8 groups. But probably one of my favorite memories was the first time Jacob did the Door County Sprint Tri with Brian Holmes. And we were waiting for them down in the finish chute, and Brian stops with Jacob at the top of the hill, gets him out, and they walk the finish chute together. And it was the first time I realized someone didn't see Jacob as a disabled person.
There's, as far as my favorite memory, I don't have one. There are so many, from the Door County, from the fall 50s, but honestly, some of my favorite things are the practice runs, because that's where you see him interact with people, and you know what kind of social butterfly he is. He's very comfortable there, and it's like he's in his element. And them are my favorite. And then practicing with Brian McWilliams for the Boston, or how the way them two just work together, or even practicing for the Cellcom, where he pushed Brian a long way down the river on the trail, which was really neat. And another of my favorite moments would be meeting Uda Pippig. I think she's a fabulous person, and how she just took into him, and what a wonderful person she was, and how easily and comfortable she meshed with him. The impact My Team Triumph has had on our family is ever ending because it is so involved in our life right now. And for the last 8 years, 9 years, that he looks forward to it, that he tells us what's going on and when and how often that we're doing things with it, that our schedule for our family goes around My Team Triumph. My Team Triumph doesn't fit into the loose places. We fit the loose places around how my Team Triumph schedule is. If there's one thing I would like everybody to know about My Team Triumph, the word would be family. Because everybody treats you like it, no matter what. I mean, we all have good days and bad days, and people come to training some, in different moods and that, but we're always there to pat each other on the back and let everybody know tomorrow's a better day when things are going good, and to rejoice in the happy moments.
Some things I think we've learned to appreciate more is that it's not about, the goal is always to get to the finish line, but we have so much fun getting there. And we've seen that over the course of time. You train, and it gives us a little perspective that about diligence, about never quitting.
We've seen a lot of athletes that are tired and they just keep going on. They don't want to, they just, they never want to quit for these people. And
we love watching their growth from someone who's just starting but wants that happy moment, or and just seeing other people that they may not be doing a My Team Triumph interaction, but they're still out at those events, and it's always great to see them do that finish, because the work they've put into it, and it's not how fast you got there, it's just that you got there. One thing that I've learned to appreciate is how they all have each other's back. When I think back to this summer when we had an event and it got very hot, and I didn't know if our angels were going to make it, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to focus on them, even though it's like, well, what's Jacob going through, because he's in the heat and he's maybe not drinking the water, and then out of the blue, two blondes said, don't worry, we got this, and probably had the best day ever. And it's moments like that I've learned about other people's struggles that may not impact me, but that makes me think about how I can help them. As I'm out driving around or whatever now, when people comment about disabled parking, and I'm looking at it and going, well, that's not wide enough to get that ramp out, and how are these poor people getting in there, or I'm just more aware of the little things that otherwise prior I took for granted. I really took for granted.
I think what I've become aware of is that we're not alone by any stretch of the imagination. We all have different situations we have to go through, but by meeting so many different people in My Team Triumph, we know everybody's struggle is real, and you take it one day at a time.
We all have purpose. We have a purpose here. We're here for a reason.
He was very shy when we first, you might not believe it, but he was quite shy when we first started with My Team Triumph. And how comfortable he's been, the comfortability of where he's gone from you know, in the last 10 years to now. I mean, he's almost like a worker on the crew. You know, he knows where everything goes and what thing does. And
He knows the drill.
and when he first came on, he was very shy around people. He kind of always took a step back and was kind of tried to be in the background. Not no more.
But we've developed a lot of great friendships over the years. You know, people that may not be involved anymore. You know, I think of Tim and Kelly Fulmer, who, you know, were very active, and then, you know, as life changed and they got more involved with their kids, you know, they took a different path, but, you know, we still, you see them and it's like you haven't missed a beat and you catch up.
One thing that really caught my heart was when we went to Boston and we met Brian's brother and mom and dad. After it was all over, his brother sent us a real nice note and said Jacob found a way to enjoy his life. And he did. Life's good. You're finished.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and here we are for our final check-in today with Captain Jacob and Mom and Dad, Deb and Jeff. Hello there, Vandenberg family. Hi. Hello. Hello. Well, I've watched that video before and I tear up every time I see it. And I'm proud to say that I'm one of those blondes that you referred to.
Yes, you were.
And yes, we did have the greatest time ever out on the course that day. Just real quick here, guys. You mentioned in your video that Jacob has grown throughout his years, you know, with My Team Triumph. And here he is today. He truly is shoulder to shoulder with Christian. What does this mean? What is, you know, a program like Zwift and this equipment, what does this mean for Jacob and for you guys? You know, especially going into winter, you know.
This allows him to actually get some exercise. Like, he does ride his bike in summer a bit, and this allows him through the winter to actually move a little bit. So
it keeps his My Team Triumph going all winter, because that winter, you know, Wednesdays are training runs. Do we have running tonight? No, buddy, it's winter. It's time. You got to wait, and then okay, I can get him through Christmas. After Christmas, okay, you know, we've always started training for Cellcom. Well, there's snow on the ground. And so at least this way he can still stay a little connected with his angels, and keeps him a little active. So wear off some of them Christmas goodies and Oreos and snacks.
Oh, I need to get on my bike from the Oreos that Jacob brings with on race day. Hi, Jacob.
Yep. You say hi to Carla?
Yeah. Hi, Jake. Hey, Jacob. Are you winning? Are you beating Christian? Yeah. I bet you are. You should fire Christian. That's for sure. Can you fire him for me?
Fired.
Fired.
Carla,
fired. Yeah. Carla's fired. Carla's always fired. So, Deb and Jeff, as there, you know, you mentioned some favorite MTT memories. That was from a couple years ago. What did you guys do this year? How did Jacob participate in MTT this year?
Well, of course, we had the couple virtual races. The Cellcom, we didn't really get to do much with that. And then, unfortunately, we got to do some training runs. His angels that he got matched with for Bella, and we did reach out, and we, on a Sunday morning, met them, and they went out and did the trails. Door County Tri was virtual, but
Yeah.
they did have a Saturday where Jacob went up there and with his other shenanigan partners, they all went out for their bike ride and run.
Run Wisconsin.
He did run Wisconsin. One of his favorite angels married. We did the trail run series. So they had some good times there, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
And
Pretty
he
good
did
maps.
ride his bike.
He did do Road America. He did ride his bike for one. Then he took off to go do a lap with Liz out on the run part, and then he waited patiently for someone to take him back out on the course. And then his buddy Brian, at about midnight, they went out and tried to do a lap. It was probably the longest lap Brian has ever had to do. I think it took him almost an hour. But we'll work on that this summer for next time to do a little more practice runs. But one of the other things that he participated in at the beginning, a lot was in the Triumph.
Miles for Triumph. Yeah.
Miles for Triumph. Thank you. So we did practice all of May. It was our goal for him to get out every day and walk a mile, so that when the Triumph Mile was in June and we were doing it virtually, he was ready for it. He had trained for it. And then so me and him took off down the Fox River Trail. We started our Triumph Mile with the goal of we were going to finish up at Zesty's.
Yeah.
And then his sisters had came and surprised him at the finish line to cheer him on at the end. So so we had to be very innovative this year as to how to keep him in his athletic training mode. See, there's dinosaurs out there.
Dinosaurs.
Christian's being chased by dinosaurs.
I love it.
But
all right. Hey, well, Vandenberg family, thank you so much. When Jacob is busy racing and giving high fives on the race course, you two are just behind the scenes, giving all of our teams love and support. And we are definitely a better organization because your family is involved. So thank you, Vandenberg, so much. While we still have you on camera, Christian, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, again, a huge thanks for everyone for tuning in, for their support. We will be back big and bold next year. I can promise that. We are going to provide both virtual opportunities like this, as well as in-person stuff. We know the importance of that in-person opportunity. So we're going to be back, and we're going to be supporting inclusion and breaking down that isolation.
Oh, thank you so much, Christian. Thank you, Vandenbergs. Thank you, Jacob, for joining us today. Nathan, this is just so exciting. I mean, it's so neat to see, and I can't wait to see how far this can go in keeping us all connected in a way that hasn't been realized yet. I said it early on, and I think it's worth repeating that sport has this powerful way of connecting us all, and Zwift is just helping to make that connection a little more accessible to everybody. With only a few minutes left, I'm looking here, we only have a few minutes left. I want to thank you, Nathan, for keeping us all updated on all things race related and all the behind scenes work that you did. I want to thank the members of my team Triumph Wisconsin that shared their stories with us today. Your honesty and vulnerability is so appreciated, and I miss seeing you all in person. Let's see, who else can we thank here? Oh, our captains. How about a shout out to them, Mr. Nathan?
Yeah, no problem. Well, also, I wanted to say the riders did really amazing today. Like, everybody finished. Yeah. I saw afterwards the message after message coming from the captains that were messaging through, that were using the messaging ability, and they're saying they wanted to do this again. There's a lot of excitement around it, which was really cool to see. So everybody that's tuning in, I do know that there are other athletes out here with disabilities that are a part of the Zwift world. And it'd be really cool to get some more connections going on, get some community going on around this. So this is a shout out there, start making those connections, shoot messages along, send them through ZCL, send them to Team Triumph. I think that, creating a hub where this kind of thing can grow and make those kind of connections where people who can relate, I think that would be a great thing as well. So I also want to thank my team triumph captains, that let us inside their homes and shared openly, very openly, in very vulnerable ways about here's where we're at, here's what we're up to, and just got out there. That empowerment is really cool. I think that's given to them to be able to give them a platform. And that was one of the things when I went to Road America and I was lining up and I heard one of the captains over the loudspeaker, like tears came to my eyes because I was like, this person has a voice now. It really hit me hard in that way because that's not something that they usually experience, I think, at all. They feel like they have no voice in the world, I would think, a lot of times. And it completely turns that around and puts them on a podium in a really, really awesome way.
Ugh. I don't even want to talk now, Nathan. That was awesome. Oh no, thank you for sharing that. And that's our hope here at My Team Triumph, that we can start looking beyond the chair potentially. We say beyond the wheelchair, but there's such a diverse range of captains in our community. We just want to look beyond that. We're all people, we're all human, and we all want that connection with others. And that's so cool to hear from you. Before we go, I just want to say one final thank you to our sponsors of Marco Broken Spoke, Pete's Garage, and Trek. We're honored to have community partners like you standing with us for inclusion. And finally, a big thank you to everyone that joined us today and to those that have donated to My Team Triumph Wisconsin throughout this ride. The mission can't move forward without the love and support of a community, and you guys are the absolute best. If you are interested in joining in 2021, you can check out our website for more information on upcoming events, including our very own event that we put on and that Nathan referred to, our 12 Hours of Road America. It's a 12-hour bike, run, and duathlon event that takes place overnight out at the Road America racetrack in Elkhart, Wisconsin. It's pretty wicked and wild. We have a lot of fun out there. And of course, if you would like to make a donation, if you're feeling moved at all, you can do so by texting Omnium to 44321. From all of us at My Team Triumph Wisconsin, we hope that you enjoyed today's inclusive group ride, and we want to wish you a wonderful, healthy, and blessed holiday. Cheers to 2021, everybody.
Right on, everybody.